Alright guys, today we're going to be making some major upgrades to my mobile welding setup. Let me show you what we're dealing with. Well guys, I got this trailer probably 3 or 4 years ago now, and I got it with the intention of building it out as my mobile welding setup. The reason why I didn't go with a truck and instead decided to opt with a trailer setup is because, say something happens to my truck, I can always either rent a truck or I can always figure something out there to keep me welding. So really that is like probably the biggest advantage to having this. Another one being that my machine being inside here keeps it out of the elements and keeps it a little bit nicer. Eventually I could see myself getting a truck, but for now a trailer is going to be the perfect setup for me, especially once you see what I got in here. Now this machine right here is a 302 Trailblazer I bought around the same time I got the trailer. The nice thing about this machine is it's only got 98 hours on it, which is just incredible. I really haven't used this machine much. I've probably put maybe 10 hours on it since I've gotten it. But I really want to start, pushing into this area because I got all the tools for it. I may as well. So that's what we're doing here today. We're going to try and build out this trailer and make it the best it can possibly be. Now, in addition to this welder here, we've also got a toolbox in the back, and I've got these mounting tracks that I want to put on the side of the trailer. That way I can mount like my gas bottles. I can just hook a strap around it on the side of the trailer and that'll stay there. This toolbox, I think I'm really going to be a big fan of this. I want to put it up a few inches though because it's just a little too short. But before we do any of this inside, there's a few things on the exterior of the trailer that I want to handle first. So let's do that. So right here are some vinyl decals to put on the side of the trailer here, and I'm hoping that's going to look pretty sharp. The first thing I'm going to try and do is get these fit in the right spot on the trailer and get all the spacing correct and get them straight and just lay them out. Well guys, this is what we're dealing with now. I'm loving this. This looks actually super cool. I'm really liking the way this looks. I'm going to peel all this off and then I'm going to start prepping the surface so that this can get some good adhesion. All I'm going to do is wipe it down with some isopropyl alcohol. Maybe I'll wash it with soap and water first, but that's really all I plan on doing. Well guys, I've got this laid out in the exact spot. I've got it coming down 1.25 inches from the top of this rain guard here. I think that's going to be good spacing. This is kind of a nerve-wracking part, but I don't really have a choice here. I think I'm going to peel this back. The advice that I was given is to do from the center out. Probably going to peel the adhesive off to about here. I'll cut it and then I'll squeegee it out and go this way and lay it flat. The way that this works is it's a sandwich basically. So there's like the backing, which is like the sticker, and then there's the vinyl layer, which is the lettering, and then the layer above that is like another layer that just holds the spacing in between each letter. And I think that layer I'm gonna pull off later because I need this edge here to be able to figure out the spacing for my next line below it. Hopefully that made sense. Now we can peel back this layer just to make this easier for me. There, oh, that's nice. Now I can pull this back. Well, here she is. Am I happy with it? To tell you the truth, not really. Just little things like these wrinkles to get out, that's not going to be an easy thing to do. I can try and take a heat gun to it. I don't know if it's really going to help anything. This right here is just a dent in the trailer. But if you step back a little bit and you just take a look at that, you can't really tell. So even though it's not perfect, I would say this is a definite improvement from just the blank sided trailer. Eventually I will get this done once the funds roll into the account. But until then, this is what we're going with. So here it is all finished up. The numbers went a little bit better than the two words on the top just because I had some help putting that on. And I got a little bit carried away and I ended up actually finishing the other side too. Right there. It's just kind of hard to record stuff that's over in this area. But I'm super happy with how that looks. I really think this adds a lot of professionalism to the trailer. So now we can start working on something else on the exterior of the trailer that I've been meaning to address. What I really want to do is mask all of this off and respray the black, because you can see, like, especially, this is the worst of it really down here. This is all getting rusted through. And to match some of the nicer lettering we have on here, I think we just chooch up all the little black areas on the outside, maybe even a little bit on the tongue here. I suppose before I start masking everything off, I should start taking out these taillights. You know, it's all just a matter of opinion how far you want to take this. I could spend the time and strip down every single trim piece on here and then blacken everything up from there, but that's just a lot of work for what this trailer is. I just want the black on the sides to match the lettering. So really, that's what we're shooting for. Spots that were easy to get to, I was able to use my DA sander to get in there, but for heavier, more rusted parts, I was able to get a wire wheel and use that. The whole purpose behind all of this is to give the paint a fighting chance to stick to something on here. Now I know there's a lot of rusted areas on here, but to do that right, you'd have to sandblast all those areas back down to bare metal, and that's just not something I'm gonna do. To save some time, to save some money, to save some work, to get this thing back on the road. Now, is this the right way to do it? Definitely not. I'm not even sure that it's a good way to do it, but it's the way we're gonna do it. Leave your comments below on how long you think this paint job is gonna last. With that being said, I think we have just about everything sanded down. We can actually start painting. Let me show you what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna use this Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement paint. I've never used it before, but it says it's got heavy duty, weather resistant, and rust preventative. That all sounds like things we need. So we're gonna give it a whirl. The whole idea is you wanna try and keep the first coat pretty light with spray paint. You really don't want full coverage on it just yet. You know, I would have liked to do this outside, but it looks like it's about to rain, and it's been pretty windy the last couple days, so I think doing it in the shop is just going to be easier. Well guys, I just got finished putting that first coat on. I think I'm gonna give it about half an hour. I'm gonna see how tacky that feels, and then I'll give it another coat. I'm probably gonna do 3 coats, I'm thinking, maybe 4, depending on how much paint I have and how it looks. Well, here she is. I just put the last coat on, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with this. This front frame over here looks good. The back over here looks all right. I mean, there was some deeper scratches and things like in this. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but the only thing you'll notice is like, I got a couple of runs up there. Just put it a little too heavy on there. But lucky for me, that's not eye level, so I really won't think about that. So all in all things considered, I'm pretty happy with the way this is coming out. While the paint's still curing, I'm going to go ahead and unmask everything, so that way we can get inside the trailer and start working on the inside stuff. So as far as mounting these tracks go, I got a little bit of an unorthodox view on how I'm going to do that. But before I get into that, I got to figure out where I'm going to put it. And I think I want to have one up higher so that way I can attach hooks to this and hang like either chains or extension cords, things like that to it. Maybe even I can hang grinders off of one. But either way, I think that's why I'm going to add one on the top and then one kind of in the middle area, because that one will be the one that will restrain the bottles. This is what's called a rivet nut, a nut zert. It's got a bunch of different names. What this does is it actually pinches itself in between that piece of sheet metal and gives a place for a bolt to screw into. And that'll be a lot stronger than the threads on a self-tapper, I think. So this is what we're going to go with. But there's a couple of risks that I'm taking. Because I have to drill a bigger hole for this to sit onto, and I'm not sure how wide the flange is that I'm actually drilling into, this could end up on the side and actually become a bigger mess for us. Well, my friends, we've hit a bit of a snag. The first issue is number one, if you can see there. You see how there's metal on the right side and not on the left? Which means we drilled kind of into the side of it, which is a bit of a bummer because our nutsert has nothing to grab onto. Not only that, but this is the tool that we need to use to squish the nutsert, and it doesn't fit in this hole here, so we can't get it back behind. So we really only have like a couple options here. We can try and make this work by getting a bigger drill bit and just drilling the plywood out further. Maybe I will just end up doing sheet screws through. I thought using the nutsert would be a good idea, but clearly not. Unfortunately, my overthinking has led to us having a giant hole in the side of the trailer, but there's not much I can do about that now. So instead of putting it where I was gonna, I'm just gonna raise it up a little bit higher. It sucks, but it's a part of life, I guess. Should have known better than to overthink stupid, silly little things like this. All right, now up you go there, buddy. Two sticking over the edge over. Nice. So I got it all mounted on now. I think this is a good start as far as like sidewall storage, making use of the whole trailer. So I'm going to finish putting the rest of these on, and then we can start working on bringing the toolbox up a little bit, because I have a couple of interesting ideas for that too. Hopefully they worked better than my interesting ideas for this. So my original plan was to take these 4x4s, put one on each end like this, and then use the bolts that were from the casters and screw those into here. There's two problems with that. The bolts that are in here are tiny. Those aren't going to go all the way through a 4x4. And they're also metric. So I can't just replace them with a longer bolt that I have off the shelf. I'm going to have to try to make these bolts work because I don't really feel like going to the hardware store. My solution to this is to put a mounting plate on top of the 4x4. That way I can oversize the hole inside the block. The bottom of the bolt is on that mounting plate and not on the wood. So that's what we're going to do now. Well, there you guys have it. That's what we've been shooting for this whole time. Just able to screw in the bolt with an Allen key like this. It's a good thing they were Allen head bolts because I would have had to drill this out even bigger to get a socket in there. But I think this is going to work great. Now we take this guy here. Screw him in like this. Nice. Well, there you have it. We have that corner done. Now I got to do that same thing for each and every one of these corners here. Well, guys, I got this side all the way done, and I just got to put the bottom one down on here. Everything went together pretty smooth. You know, one thing that's critical is really getting the distance between this point here and that point there spot on, because those holes are already threaded into here. And that's hard to do because I'm trying to line up holes drilled through the wood with holes drilled on the plate, with holes drilled, you know, everywhere else. But so far it's coming out good. This side went on well. Now this one I just got to do the second hole there, and we'll be able to wrap this thing up and put it back in the trailer. Now I just about guarantee you that there were probably 100 better ways to accomplish lifting this thing up about 4 inches. So let me know down in the comments below, how much time did I really waste on drilling all these holes in these plates? Because I'm always down to learn new, different, and better ways to do something. Because that's what it's all about. I'm in this to learn new things. Ooh, these lined up perfect. These lined up absolutely perfect. We're just gonna put this back to where he was. Now I know I said I was gonna put angles and bolt it down to the floor, but that toolbox is gonna be so heavy, I don't know if I really need to. And it's not like it's gonna be top heavy. I'm gonna put all the bigger heavy things on the bottom. So I might just leave it without the angles for now and wait till the toolbox to tip over, and then I'll probably do something about it. So yeah, guys, we got a lot done today. We got the lettering put on the trailer. We got a lot of the black repainted. We got these rails put up. We got this toolbox elevated. So if you guys like the video, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. I know typically the videos that do well on my channel are repair type videos. So I'm trying something a little bit different, showing you guys a little bit behind the scenes of how I'm getting my mobile setup. Now this is definitely a start. This is all gonna change, I'm sure, 100 times in the future. But you don't really know until you start going, and this is where I'm gonna get my start. I know I wanted that toolbox up a little bit higher. I know I wanted to hang stuff off the walls. I know I wanted the lettering on so that people know what I do. So it's just a bare bones start for me. Everything in this trailer is gonna get rearranged, changed around. I can almost guarantee you of that. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe because I got a bunch of great content headed your way. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.